So I've done several videos now showing how bad hooves affect the body of the horse. This video, I'm going to go over stifle lameness. This is something I see just about in every horse that I trim before I rehab the hooves. Many times they can't hold the leg up for trims. I have to find different ways to be able to get the trim done because they're in so much pain. First off, let's look at this photo. To the uneducated eye, this horse, maybe doesn't look that bad. Now let's look in the photo of the horse after I rehab the hooves. Can you now see how obvious how swollen he was in the hind end, the stifle, and even above the shoulder? Let's go back and look at the previous photo again. So now let's look at the two videos in comparison. It's a shocking difference. It doesn't even look like the same horse. This is one of my online trim clients, and she probably has really struggled with having this horse hold up the hind legs during the trim because the stifle would have been sore and difficult to have the horse pull the leg out behind him, especially on the hoof jack. Very nice overall rehab of the entire body of this horse. So why does this happen? Why do horses have to suffer with stifle, soreness, and pain? The root of the problem comes from the trim. Your farrier trim, the farrier lifts up the hoof and lowers the heel to the widest part of the frog. This is how they were taught to trim. What happens is you take the support system out of the back of the hoof, the buttress. I did a previous video explaining exactly what the buttress is and how it works for your horse. What happens now, you have this low heel and long toe. This low heel and long toe. This long toe is very difficult for your horse to walk properly from heel to toe. Imagine if you were walking in really, really deep sand, how you have to struggle with your gait. The same thing's going on with a horse. So instead of easily walking from heel to toe, the horse has to then resource other muscle groups in their body, overtaxing these muscles. The stifle is one of the most commonly overworked muscle groups from low heel and long toe that is created by your typical trim. All professional farriers trim in this method. This is the same horse, if you can believe it, with a corrected trim. This is my online trim student with Apex trim method that I created to heal stifle lameness in horses. Now the horse has an upright heel. The hoof is in alignment with the bone structure, which means the horse can easily walk heel toe without stressing or resourcing other muscle groups. The horse was completely cured of an overworked stifle and a sore stifle, not to mention reduced stress on tendons, ligaments, and joints. And of course, the farriers will apply the same trim on the front hooves as the hind hooves, creating mechanical stress in the front of the horse also. Here's a rehab of the same hoof. Yes, it's a shocking difference, but now the horse can walk mechanically correct. Some horses are in such severe pain that protecting their bodies, I will use acupuncture to settle the horse down and anti-inflammatory before I even start trimming. Once I do start trimming, I always squat down very low, trying to find the best comfortable spot for the horse to be able to then start the trim process. Sometimes this is the only position a horse can offer for months as the heel starts to rebuild and I correct the flaring in the toe. You just have to be patient and work with them. So many times it's just not the stifle that's lame. Here you can see the stifle swollen, but also this horse is bracing, the back is dropped, and he has a hard time even standing upright, let alone receiving a trim. If the horses are in quite a bit of discomfort, you can do body work, chiropractic work, acupuncture, but you're not going to solve the issues until you rehab the hooves. And I guess that this is a online client of mine. We're not even fully rehab with the hose, but you can already see the relaxation of all the muscles, especially the stifle, and the back has come up, and now the horse can actually stand upright without bracing and stress. So I have hundreds and hundreds of clients all around the world. You see the same thing, no matter what country, what town, what part of the world they live in, is a stress in the stifle from a farrier trim and many barefoot trims as well. Again, here you start to see the relaxation of the stifle in the hind end and the horses standing more balanced. So take a look at your horse. Actually put your hands on your horse. In this red area, you can easily put your hands on the stifle and see if you get a reaction from your horse. Pinned ears, biting, moving away, flinching if the stifle feels swollen. A lot of times you will also see, like I said, the other muscle groups will be inflamed also. So always take a look at your horses in the barn around you, and understand that everything is connected and it all starts with the hooves.